It's down the road we go for this Wednesday, the 11th day of April, 2018. But Lemon Fresh Borax, that's the new addition to the program.
20 Mule Team.
You gotta believe it, my friend.
Yeah.
It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, who filed his tax return many, many months ago alongside Steve. I haven't done it yet here. And Kat, who paid through the nose, is in control. That reminds me, you get a couple of extra days this year to get your taxes in. First of all, April 15th is a Sunday, and then April 16th, a Monday, is Emancipation Day in our nation's capital, and so the IRS is closed. So you actually have until Tuesday, the 17th, to get your tax return in.
And I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, because you're taking advantage of you're squeezing every last drop out of that extra time, aren't you?
I am, and I want to give credit to the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center for the service they provide, the volunteers who, many of them retired IRS workers, do the filing and the returns for folks up there, including myself, and they do a great job, and it's free.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Lynette and I are very thankful for services like that.
That place is doing
especially
great.
for those late filers out there.
Yeah, and which is for you every year, isn't it?
No, actually it's not.
Okay.
This year there were some extenuating circumstances.
Of course, and it usually falls into the, am I going to pay a lot this year, or am I going to get a big fat check back? And if you think you're going to get a big fat check back, you're calling up your boss. Where's my W-2s?
Yeah.
You know, I want to get my taxes done. And if you think you're going to pay through the nose, it's like it's April 14th. I probably should start doing something about it.
Maybe so. Maybe the government wait.
You can always do the extension.
Well, yeah, but still you owe the money.
Yeah. One year I did 2 extensions. That was a huge mistake. Great show for you today. We're assuming, I don't know, you'll notice I didn't shave this morning. I apologize for that. It was a long, long day here at the NCB Life Channel yesterday.
Right, a couple of games to broadcast.
Yes, it was just one of those, I'm going on very little sleep, and when I got up this morning, I thought, I'm just going to shower and clean up and come down to work, which I don't normally even do on Wednesdays. I showered today. You know why? Darcy Christopherson is here, the festival administrator of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. I believe this is her last appearance before the festival itself.
Yeah, I saw some pictures they posted on Facebook. They've got the lineup for both the Cayuse Piper Youth Parade and the Milk Growers Grand Parade. All the lineups are set, and everybody's just eager to get going with the festival.
I'm ready. It's one of my favorite times of the year. That 10-day window of the festival is 10 really cool days, and I usually put on about 15 pounds.
Oh yeah, you kind of frequent the food court?
Every day I frequent the food court. So Darcy will be our guest. We have lots of sports. We mentioned we had 2 sports games back-to-back. Sports games. I sound like my old friend Kelly Hart, don't I?
was gonna say, yeah.
We did baseball at Recreation Park, and we did soccer at the Apple Bowl. We'll have highlights from both of those Wenatchee Panther contests. We have the obscure holiday. We got the weather forecast. Steve has the news. We got birthdays, including a special one. Also today in history, and whatever else we can cram in over the next 46 minutes and 30 seconds. You ready to go around the valley?
I'm all set. Let's check it out.
Let's see what Kat has in store for us.
Oh, boy.
Don't get used to that, Steve.
Looking down from the Wenatchee Heights on our beautiful Wenatchee Valley.
The clouds are going to thicken up as the day progresses. By 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll have nothing but clouds. There's a low pressure system, and so there's nothing to keep the clouds from coming, and they're coming.
Now, yesterday we were forecasting blustery, windy conditions.
Didn't quite happen again.
Yeah.
But I'm holding to them. I mean, the National Weather Service bats about 800. You got to admit, they do a pretty good job.
They're like lawyers and doctors. They practice what they do.
They practice. And well, we're, you know what they call television a medium, right? Because it's not very well done. Yeah. So there's I thought for sure I'd get Kat to laugh on that one.
We're an exception to the rule.
Yes, true. Camera 2, what are we looking at? A beautiful day up at
Lake
Chelan. I want to say that is the Manson Water Tower camera, with green forested hills around the Chelan area and the Manson area, and the snow and
the Alps.
The Alps. Yeah. So good morning, Manson. Thanks for joining us. We are the #7 rated live local television show in the greater Manson area.
Don't see any wind machines going this morning?
Nope. Pretty quiet up there. Yeah. It's 37 degrees, by the way, outside of our studios because we have the clear skies. It is chilly. Heads up there. Yeah, make sure your kid has a jacket when they head to the bus stop this morning.
Look at the placid waters of Lake Chelan. That's a mirror today.
I don't think you can say placid on television. That is that jump off ridge moved? Oh, that's Rock Island. Oh, okay, because of the shadow. So the golf course is down there. There you go. there's Rock Island. You can see Jump Off Ridge there to your left. You can see quite a bit of the Stimmel Basin. You can see the currently mothballed Alcoa Wenatchee Works and the greater Rock Island area. Although we are the number 7 rated live morning show in Manson, we are the number 4 rated live local morning show between 7 and 8 in the greater Rock Island area. So we're
ahead of us.
Yeah. Cuckoo Friend and Ollie, and then reruns of Cuckoo Friend and Ollie. And finally, camera 4. Kat has decided it's a beautiful day up in Nanapoc. Yes, Nanapoc Ridge.
Wow, good job.
Gorgeous up there. Look at that. That's beautiful. I love it up there. We live in such a gorgeous area, don't we?
No, we do.
Yeah, we really, really
What's
do.
that little patch of fog down there in this?
Is that what that is? I think that is a patch of fog, isn't it?
Or something.
Something's down there. It's pretty foggy up there, yep. And that's a pretty good example. You can see how much more, now Nanapoc Ridge, that's not that far away from where we are right now. And you can see how much more clouds they have. So, and that's the big weather story today. Lots of sunshine for the next hour or so, and then it's going to start clouding up. By the time we get to 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon, it's going to be completely clouded over. Just a slight little chance of rain. All the temperatures you're about ready to see are below normal. Whatever rain we get today will be in the afternoon. There's your forecast. It's mostly cloudy and rainy. You look outside and you go, it's beautiful in the Wenatchee Valley. That's not going to last. It's going to rapidly change. That high to 56 is chilly. That's about 6 degrees below normal for this time of year. In fact, all of those afternoon highs, Steve, as we mentioned yesterday, are below normal. We got a cool pattern.
What was the high yesterday, do you know?
Yesterday's high was 60, which was below normal. In fact, yesterday's high, 60, and yesterday's low on Tuesday was 43.
It felt warmer.
It felt, because it's been a cool spring. It has been a cool spring. So there is your forecast from the National Weather Service. Lots of sunshine on Thursday, but chilly. Then the sun will take the next 4 days off, and we'll come back on Tuesday. Over the weekend, just in time for the weekend, temperatures will be cooler than normal, and we're looking at some unsettled weather Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We may get a little wet doing Eastmont soccer on Friday night. Heads up there. So that is your forecast from the National Weather Service. No problems with all the mountain passes. Passes are fine right now, but I got to tell you this. This is going to be the Stevens Pass forecast. I'm not going to do I-90 or Blewett because they're not expecting any kind of significant precipitation, but Stevens is. A couple of inches of snow today on Stevens Pass, Steve. 3 to 5 inches of snow expected at Stevens Pass at the summit tonight, just at the summit, that last few hundred feet, climbing up and climbing down. A couple of inches on Thursday, and then Thursday night, 3 to 7 inches of snow expected at the summit of Stevens Pass. I-90 and Blewett will be okay.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
You know, on Facebook, normally they will post a picture that you posted like several years ago.
Yeah, your memories, yeah.
On this date, you posted this picture. Well, they had one from 8 years ago that I had posted on this date, and it was taken from up on Horse Lake Road, up near the trailhead there, for the Sage Hills Trails, and it was fully in bloom with balsam root flowers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. A little behind schedule.
Although the cherry blooms have already started.
Yes, you told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least in the lower elevations. I'm
That's
sure
what
in the
I
higher
understood,
elevations, like up in the heights, they're probably not quite
Yeah,
there
lower
yet.
part of the state. Yeah.
So it's funny you bring that up. My very first ever Facebook friend, when I finally got on Facebook and did the whole thing and said, okay, I'm in, all those years ago, very first person friend request, Darcy Christofferson.
Is that right?
Yeah, which is kind of a cool thing. I like that. Yesterday at this time, I mentioned that my workstation here at the Broadcast Metroplex, I do not lock my computer and I don't turn my computer off at the end of the working day. I just turn off the monitors and walk away, which can lead to mischief amongst my coworkers. That is my desktop. That's on the desktop of my computer. And yesterday I gave
Megan
credit.
That did that?
It was Megan who did that. Yesterday I told everybody it was Tucker Wagner who did this last time. This is not the first time this has happened to my computer. Tucker did it last time, so when I saw that, when I came into work on Tuesday, I simply assumed it was Tucker Wagner, up to his usual tricks. It was not. It was Megan McPherson did that, one of our
Very
top
creative,
content
Megan.
producers. So that's what happens when you're sitting there waiting for your video to render on the computer and you have nothing to do. It is 9 minutes after the hour. 37 chilly degrees, thickening clouds, high today at 58, raindrop or 2 possible this afternoon. 1 minute break. When we come back, this gentleman has the news, including a story that fell right into our lap yesterday morning.
Really?
Yeah, I mean that literally. We looked out our office window and said, what's going on Yakima Street? And we all found out together, and you'll find out in 1 minute. The news right around the corner. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 1 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
So this is Honda listening to its customers. They did a poll and women overwhelmingly came back and said that a lifetime warranty would be most important to them. Hondas are already incredibly reliable, and this lifetime warranty just adds that additional peace of mind that if anything ever goes wrong, it's covered. Most manufacturers anticipate their cars to be on the road for anywhere from 7 to 10 years. With a Honda, you're getting 15 to 20. Now with our new lifetime warranty, it's going to be extended even beyond that.
Your home for the 2018 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is the NCW Life Channel. Be sure to watch the Kai's Fiber Youth Parade Saturday, April 28th, the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade on Friday, May 4th, and the Milk Growers Grand Parade Saturday, May 5th, right here. Brought to you by Merry Maids. Relax, it's done. And by Schmidt Electric, serving the West since 1960. Your home for the 2018 Apple Blossom Festival is the NCW Life Channel.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for this Wednesday morning. Again, I'm Steve Hare, and as Dan mentioned before we went to the break, there was a lot of activity right outside the NCW Life Studios yesterday on the Yakima Street. In fact, the street was closed down for a period of time yesterday as crews replaced a massive condenser off the roof of the Rivercom building. Pretty big project here going on Yakima Street in Wenatchee with a huge piece of equipment that's being lifted onto the top of the Rivercom Emergency Dispatch Center. Aaron Kelly with the City of Wenatchee joins us right now. He's the project manager. Tell us, can you describe what we're seeing here?
So they are taking down our condensing unit off the top of the roof right now, and they're going to be replacing it with a new unit, which will basically be able to help cool the building in the summertime's heat. And also it's a little bit more energy efficient unit that we're installing. So yeah, that's underway right now.
Okay, so can you tell me why this is being replaced? It's a fairly new unit, isn't it?
The building is a fairly new unit, or a new building, but we're actually replacing it as we've seen some lagging times over last summer. Last summer we actually had an issue with it going down, and so this year we're kind of getting ahead of it before the heat's upon us.
Okay. How's it being paid for?
This is actually a city project that we're doing and actually sharing with part of the cost with Rivercom, but it is a city building that we're supporting the building as the city, I guess, is paying for it.
Actually had that new piece of equipment installed and the road was cleared within about an hour, so they got it done pretty quickly. Also, Wenatchee High School has been working closely with the City of Wenatchee to make safety improvements to Millerdale Avenue. The city is going to be restriping that street to include a center double turn lane and a bike lane to improve visibility exiting the high school parking lot and to make room for a bike lane. Parking along the south side of Millerdale will be removed. And thanks to the city for providing us with this little illustration of what's being done there. City will be completing this work during the last 2 weeks of this month. Elsewhere, the City of Wenatchee Community Development Department is seeking artists or teams of artists who might be interested in designing and installing a circular mosaic piece in a beautification project for the gateway at the east end of Stevens Street, where it meets up with Mission Street. Public art project designed to provide a neighborhood identity and multicultural representation. Project is fast-tracked. It would need to be completed by October of this year. The project budget of $1,500 covers labor and materials. Foundation and mosaic location will be in place at the site by September of this year. The Stevens Mission Mosaic Project is a component of the larger Stevens Mission Gateway that will be constructed in the spring and summer of this year. In fact, you can contact City Hall for more information on that project. Chelan County looking for a new planning director. This after Hank Lewis resigned recently. Lewis was hired in 2015 as the county's director of community development. His resignation became effective April 2nd. The department oversees land use planning, zoning, and permitting. County commissioners named Doug Lewin, the department's lead building inspector, as its interim director. Also, Dr. Ann Diamond. She's the independent candidate seeking election to the state's 12th legislative district. She'll be holding a town hall event meeting with interested voters next week in Wenatchee. It's Monday. The event will be held at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center from 7 to 9 p.m. Now, if you're attending, you'll have the opportunity to exchange ideas with the candidate and learn about her positions on the issues. For more information on that event, you can go to www.diamondforhouse.com, or you can call 509-593-3176. And finally, so what's with all the pinwheels up at the Courthouse Park in Wenatchee? Our intrepid Cub reporter, NCW Life's Megan McPherson, has the story.
So the Pinwheel Project started 3 years ago. This is our third year, by former foster child Kansas and her foster mother Joy. They saw a pinwheel garden in Pierce County and thought that they could replicate it here. April is Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month, and so the blue pinwheels represent a child who has been removed from their home due to abuse and neglect. And this year we're planting just about 1,500 pinwheels, as we have served 1,419 children in the 24 years of this CASA program. It's very important to understand that child abuse and neglect is prevalent here. I mean, it happens every day. We see kind of cases come in, and it's devastating to see, but it's one of those things that kind of gets shoved under the rug. And so if we can bring awareness to the fact that this is happening and bring joy to these kids' lives through their CASA, and returning home to their parents and seeing reunification, that is our goal. And so the Pinwheel Project is just to signify each child that has been affected by abuse and neglect, not necessarily adopted out, but potentially returned home to their parents.
Real soft place in my heart for the folks up at CASA, the court-appointed special advocates for children, and the work they do, and really the horrors that they witness, I think, with some of these abused and neglected kids. But to see those pinwheels up there representing 1,400 children who were either abused or neglected that have been served by CASA in the last 24 years, that's pretty striking.
They still have, I think, over 100 going through the system right now, because I had Sue Baker on the show about a month ago, I want to say. In fact, it's funny, when the very first story you ever worked on when you came to work here at the NCW Life channel, I remember that because we wanted Steve, the contract negotiations were bitter, and at times really we were thinking, can we meet Steve's incredibly high demands? We did. And the very first story that you did was on CASA. You went up with the camera and you talked to Sue Baker and you did a story on it right out of the box. Yeah. So that tells you how you feel about CASA. That's pretty cool.
I've known Sue since she started this organization many years ago, 24 years ago. Yeah. So, yeah, interesting.
One quick little note about this whole Millardale reconfiguration out in front of Wenatchee High School. Long time coming. We do a lot of events at Wenatchee High School. I'm there on the campus quite a bit, hoping to get my diploma. No, I'm kidding. But a lot of students park on the street on that south side, the part of Millardale that's directly abuts the campus. And it's one of those situations, and we all deal with it almost on a daily basis. You can't see. You go out and you're trying to get onto Millardale.
Line of sight.
And you line of sight because the cars are, they're not illegally parked. They're parked okay, but you can't see the traffic coming. You kind of edge out and you go, please don't hit me. Is there any cars coming? And it's a safety hazard. And so it needed to be done. That's going to make it so much easier.
Another transportation story that we'll be reporting on later is Link Transit. Apparently they're making some revisions to some of their routes. By popular demand, apparently. They're getting some feedback from riders out there. So it's going to mean some changes to those routes up to Manson, Chelan, and some other areas as well. So we'll have that coming up a little bit later on with Grant Olson and our NCW Life Evening News.
Which is also brought to you by popular demand. At 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock.
Or whenever you want to watch it.
Whenever you want to watch it. It gives you 3 chances in the evening hours to catch up on what happened while you were doing whatever it is you do during your day. Or you can watch it on demand, as Steve just mentioned, by going to our website, ncwlife.com, and just go to the Watch on Demand button. Usually our newscast is right at the top. You can't miss it. 2 things about our website you need to know about. You'll be there for a while. All right? We just cram it full of stuff. We're constantly populating the website, number 1. And number 2, it's a great way for you to get a hold of us, isn't it?
Absolutely. There are any number of ways you can contact us if you have a story idea or even breaking news. We encourage you to call our hotline at 888-NCWL, as you can see right below me here. Also, you can contact us on Facebook and Twitter, by email at our address, news@ncwlife.com. And as always, you can contact us on our webpage. Just go to the top of the home page there and just click the little tab that says Contact Us. let us know what's on your mind.
We'd love to hear from you. We've gotten some really good stories from you,
Yeah.
our viewers. We always appreciate it. It's always good stuff. 20 minutes after the hour, it is clear skies and 37 degrees. Don't get used to that. Clouds are going to thicken up as the day progresses. By mid-afternoon, it'll be nothing but clouds. And yeah, a raindrop or two in the forecast as well. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion.
And Darcy.
And Darcy Christofferson. Finally, some class on this show. Badly needed. All coming up in the next 39 minutes on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley Live this morning from Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
The Arbiter of Stoke is a series that highlights a variety of outdoor adventure sports that are available in the Pacific Northwest. I dedicate my time to enjoying this natural playground. The decision is yours. How will you keep your Stoke?
So if the bond were to pass, some of the great enhancements we can do at Wenatchee High School for instructional technology are the ability to control those technologies we talked about in the classroom. The teacher has control of the audio and the video, and these aren't luxuries anymore in a 21st century classroom. These are things that are needed for teaching and learning differently.
"22 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, I am Dan Kuntz. Sports, we had a doubleheader of live sports action here last night on the NCW Live channel. We started out with baseball and ended up with soccer, first to Recreation Park. We go, the Wenatchee Panthers hosting Eisenhower. All the runs scored in the first inning. The Cadets scored a run at the top of the first inning. The Panthers scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning, and then the bullpen made it hell up. And Wenatchee wins 3-1 over Eisenhower with the call, our very own Eric Granstrom.
So this is the real first test of the season. This pitch swung on and chopped slowly towards second. That's going to score a run. Down to field it is Rubash, and he'll toss over to Files in time for the out. So 4-3 on the putouts and give an RBI to Epperson as McDonald comes home to score on the play. And Eisenhower up 1-0. The pitch to the plate is in the dirt outside. The runner from second going for third dives in. The ball gets past the third baseman and down the left field line. Getting up on his feet, TJ Shirting will come home and score. On the throwing air down to third base, we're tied at 1. Thanks to Coach Jeff Zender for joining us before the ball game. This pitch swung on the ground and through the gap for a base hit. That's going to score 1 at least. Rounding second, heading for home. Here comes the throw home. It's going to be late and in safely. Sliding is Colton Dial. The Wenatchee Panthers now lead Eisenhower 3-1. 2-2 the count to Epperson. Byers relieving in the 5th. Pitch swung on, chopped towards shortstop. On the ball is Thomas. The throw to first in time. They got him and get out of the inning. 6-3 on the putout. The final out occurs. 1 down here in the 6th. The pitch swung on and hits right towards the second baseman. They'll flip it to second for 1. Relay to first in time. And just like that, a twin killing the doctor ordered. 4-6-3 on the double play, and that'll do it here in the 6th for Eisenhower. Byers comes set. The pitch to the plate, swung on and chopped slowly towards the third baseman, fielding it and throwing it and getting the out is Colton Dial. So a nice job by Wenatchee, and the Panthers will come away here victorious.
Wenatchee improves to 7-0 in league this year, and they'll play a doubleheader down in Yakima against Eisenhower coming up on Friday. To the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from yesterday, Chelan 10-run, Warden 12-2, Cashmere blasted Cascade 20-4. The Les Schwab Prep scoreboard transitions to softball now, and that's not a football score that you see on your screen. The Wenatchee Panthers defeated Eisenhower yesterday 20-15. Cascade 10-run Manson in 6 innings, 11-1, and Soap Lake had no trouble with Manson. They won that softball game 20-14. 1. Well, the Wenatchee Panthers were looking to get a little revenge on the Sunnyside Grizzlies last night at Lee Bofto Field in the Apple Bowl back on March 16th. They lost to Sunnyside in Sunnyside 1-0. It was a physical contest, scoreless in the first half and for most of the second half before the visitors found the back of the net. We were there with our cameras. On the call, Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen.
Tramberg, Schleif, Tramberg, back to Schleif. Celebrezzi, good touch for Viramontes. Viramontes, left foot, and Mr. Palma watches it dance past his left upright. Off to the races now. Negrete. Negrete asking for it is Frausto. Negrete, right foot. Bounces off a defender. Negrete tries again, leaves the goalkeeper behind, and he runs out of room. 5 on the wall for Sunnyside. The shot and the stop by Palma, and almost sneaks past his legs. Desperately looking to shake off a very pesky, very determined, very gritty Sunnyside squad. There's Navarrete with the shot from about 60, maybe 13 yards out that goes dancing past the upright. First corner kick of the second half for Sunnyside. Long kick upfield, the head, goal for Sunnyside, and number 13, German Romo Piñon. Unreachable header, beautifully put, I would say.
Yeah, great finish on that. Wenatchee lacking defenders on the back post. To my count, we had 1 defender to 2 attackers, and good finish. And that was an in-swinging ball, and usually those in-swinging balls don't land where they did. They usually a lot closer in. So, yeah. Well done, Sunnyside. Wenatchee, I'm bringing an extra attacker into this thing here.
Viramontes, and it dances past the upright.
You got to give your players a chance to make a play on that ball. You can't miss wide on that one. Put it in front, let somebody touch it, even if it's the goalkeeper, but you got to keep it in play and get that out and show them and write it down. And extra time is usually not added for cards.
And there's the whistle that indicates that Sunnyside has upset the Wenatchee Panthers here at the Apple Bowl by a score of 1-0.
Yes, it was a hard-fought 1-0 win for the Sunnyside Grizzlies. They take over 3rd place in the Big Nine standings. The Panthers fall to 4th. The Les Schwab Prep scoreboard once again. Soccer, Manson doubled up on Tenaska 4-2. Chelan edged Okanagan 2-1. And Cascade came up with a 5-0 shutout at OMAC. We'll get back into the sports broadcast schedule for the week. Of course, tomorrow is Thursday. That means hockey night here. We're going to air Game 4 of the BCHL Interior Division Championship between Wenatchee and Trail. Then we're back to the pitch on Friday at Eastmont. The first place Wildcats will take on Moses Lake. We'll have that game live at Wildcat Stadium at 7 o'clock on Friday. On Saturday, we will be at Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl, 2 o'clock for lacrosse. The Wenatchee Valley Thunder will take on North Central again live here on the SWB Live channel on Saturday afternoon. And then the deciding Game 5 of that playoff series between Wenatchee and Trail will air Saturday night at 7 o'clock. King Felix solid on the mound. Gene Segura just 1 home run away from hitting for the cycle, and the Mariners down Kansas City. The final last night, 8-3. Segura came up to bat in the 8th inning with 1 more shot to hit for the cycle. He grounded into a fielder's choice. King Felix pitched very well. He improves to 2-1 on the year. He went 5 2/3 innings. He allowed 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 strikeouts. Seattle wraps up their long 8-game road trip this morning. 11:15 first pitch in beautiful Kansas City. James Paxton takes the mound for the Mariners. Danny Duffy will toe the rubber for the Royals. That's sports at 28 minutes after the hour, and it's time for the obscure holiday of the day. Today, it's a trip down memory lane. Today is National 8-Track Tape Day. I had an 8-track tape deck in my car. If you wanted portable music, back in the 60s, 70s, and even into the early 80s, before cassettes really grabbed the market and made it a lot easier, you had an 8-track player. 8-tracks really took off because Americans loved their automobile and they loved their music. And when you put the two together and you want to be able to play whatever music you wanted to in your car on your road trips, your option was 2 things, the radio or the 8-track. And most of us had an 8-track. I don't have any 8-track. I have so many different kinds of ways to play music. At my home, I have a reel-to-reel machine, I have a CD player, I have a turntable, I have a cassette deck, I have everything you could possibly have that recreates musical sound through speakers, except I don't have an 8-track player anymore. The jet maker, William Lear Jets, he's the guy who invented the 8-track, by the way. A little piece of trivia for you on this Wednesday, 30 minutes after the hour, today in history. 3 items to get to today. The first item from 329 years ago makes you go, ugh. That's William and Mary, William III and Mary II. And on this date, April 11th, 1689, they were crowned as joint sovereigns of Great Britain. They were husband and wife, of course, and they were first cousins, too. Happened on this date 329 years ago. April 11th, 1876, the Elks Club was chartered. The Benevolent and Protective Order of the Elks came into being on this date 142 years ago. At the height of their popularity and membership in 1979, the Elks had 1,600,000 members and 2,200 lodges. Today, they have about half of that. They have about 850,000 members nationwide and about 1,500 lodges. For reasons I don't know, the Elks just aren't what they used to be. The Elks Club, back in the day here in the Wenatchee Valley, was huge. It was huge. The building is still standing. It's a beautiful, iconic building in a great location, but the Elks Club just kind of went away, didn't it? At least here it did. And April 11th, 1951, 67 years ago today, the American Caesar got his comeuppance. Douglas MacArthur, General of the Army, fired, relieved by Harry Truman. Extremely controversial and unpopular move by Harry Truman. Now everybody pretty much agrees it was the right thing to do. I mean, he was messing with, he wanted to get involved with Red China and start climbing up there during the Korean War, and Truman said, no, you can't do that. Basically, MacArthur was subordinate, and he got fired on this date 67 years ago today, and he slowly faded away. Birthdays. On this April 11th, the guy left the Supreme Court of the United States to run for the presidency. You don't do that anymore. That happened back in 1916. I'm speaking of Charles Evans Hughes, lawyer and politician. He was the 44th Secretary of State and considered one of the very best secretaries of state this country ever had. He was then governor of New York. He was an associate justice of the Supreme Court. In 1916, he left the Supreme Court to run against Woodrow Wilson. He lost. He eventually returned to the Supreme Court as its 11th Chief Justice, and he was pretty good at that too. Charles Evans Hughes, born in the state in 1862. Ethel Kennedy is 90, the widow of Robert Francis Kennedy, American philanthropist, mother of 11 children. Ethel Kennedy, now the matriarch of the Kennedy family, is 90 years old today. And my brother Eric celebrates a milestone. That's Eric in the middle. That's his son Kyle on his right, and his daughter Katie on Eric's left. Eric Kuntz is 60 years old today. Happy birthday, Eric. The whole family loves you. The big 6-0 for my brother Eric. I saw him yesterday. I said, what are you going to do for your birthday? He goes, I don't know. It's 32 minutes after the hour. Going to take a quick break. When we come back, everyone's entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion, and Darcy Christopherson talking Apple Blossom. Woohoo! 2 of my favorite people back to back, Mike Magnotti and Darcy Christopherson. Does it get any better than that? You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Collins Fashions has a fabulous selection of clothing, handbags, jewelry, and shoes for all events in your life, such as work, errands, celebration, travels, etc., etc. And our professional caring staff will assist you in coordinating your wardrobe and choose a perfect gift for that special someone. Our many fabulous brands include Joseph Ribkoff, Tribal, Jack Jeans, Tommy Bahama, and we are your Brighton headquarters for North Central Washington. We are grateful for our wonderful customers, and we look forward to seeing you at Collins, where fun and fashion meet in downtown Wenatchee.
Is this really what we're going to do on our girls' night out?
We should go to Club Crow. The bar and grill in Cashmere?
Yeah, let's go.
Looking for a fun-filled, friendly hometown atmosphere? Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is the place to be. Hi, this is Justin. Here at Club Crow, we have full bar and restaurant, live music, a dance floor, pool tables, pull tabs, and live jam sessions the first Sunday of every month. Club Crow in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. The Leavenworth Film Festival takes place Friday, April 13 to Saturday, April 14 in the Leavenworth Fest Hall. See these great films about outdoor pursuits in the natural world. Team up with friends and loved ones to change the world at the 2018 MS Walk happening at Walla Walla Point Park, April 14. Registration and the opening ceremony is at noon. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I was at a school board meeting where a gentleman said that if there were armed guards and metal detectors at schools, we needed to be ready for kids to suffer from PTSD. And I'm meaning no disrespect. Well, maybe some disrespect. I mean, PTSD is caused by suffering a significant sexual assault or trauma so severe that you expect to die. I mean, do we really believe that high school students are so sensitive, coddled, and overprotected and naive that the idea of passing through a metal detector is going to send them to therapy? Now, this is exactly the kind of senseless hyperbole that we have to avoid if we're going to have any chances of deterring a school shooting here. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
Is your home as comfortable as you like? This Lennox dealer can help.
Make your home comfortable with a Lennox system from Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call Patriot today.
Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling will give your home a hug.
Get up to $1,700 in rebates or special financing.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on LocalTel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
ReadyMedi is healthcare made simple and affordable. We are the only direct primary care practice that provides personalized and holistic healthcare in North Central Washington. Our wellness model not only helps prevent heart attacks and strokes, but we also optimize hormones. Affordability is our goal. For example, hip surgery locally is $45,000, whereas our members have the same access for $15,000. ReadyMedi, healthcare made simple and affordable.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. The third annual Spring Opener Show and Shine Car and Cycle is at Pybus Saturday, April 14 from 10 to 3. Come enjoy a wide range of new and vintage cars, motorcycles, and muscle cars. The 19th annual North Central Washington Prospectors Gold Treasure and More Show is April 14 and 15 at the Chelan County Expo Center. There will be a haystack hunt for kids, metal detecting, and more. For more information, visit ncwlife.com.
And we are back on Waking Up on Anchi Valley. That cough that you just heard was from Apple Blossom Festival Administrator Darcy Christopherson, and a lovely cough it is.
Oh, thank you.
Hi! Hi! First things first, I don't exaggerate, well, I do exaggerate, but I mean this sincerely. I mean this 100% without hyperbole or exaggeration. A great, great Royal Court.
Aren't they
this
great?
Year. They are fantastic.
Yeah, they just got back from Tacoma last weekend. We did the Tacoma Daffodil Festival, and it rained and it was windy, and from what I understand, they were quite the troopers. So they're a great group.
Yeah.
They'll be handing out their pictures here this week and next week they'll be handing out all their pictures for all the sponsors that donated to them as far as outfits. And then, of course, Brett & Sons, who does this every year for us, thank goodness, will be delivering to the other 300 sponsors that we have. So
That's a long photo shoot, right? It's not like all day, lots
day.
of changes and different sets and everything.
Yeah, we start, we always kind of pick a location to go to, and then we do the rest of it in Parsons. But it starts about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I think we got done about 4.
That's actually not bad.
It's not bad. What helps is, you know, Abby's Pizza brings the Abby's Pizza for that photo, and then we end with Dusty's. So the girls are well fed and hydrated with lots of
if the Abby's Pizza in Wenatchee has the wall of all, it goes back 25 years maybe?
I mean, we started it probably when I started, so 24 years of past royalty eating pizza.
It's a nice walk through time, but the best walk through time, without question, is the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center with all of those things. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's so cool, and I really encourage people to go there and check out the Apple Blossom Wall. And they're, of course, going to be doing a lot for the 100th. So we've been in contact already about ideas for the 100th. So it sounds like it's going to be pretty cool.
When I talked to the Royal Court on my show, by the way, I thank you for the thank you notes. That's so classy that they still do that.
Yes, I know. They look at us like we're crazy. You know, this generation, no offense, they just don't do thank you notes. You know, they send a little text or they'll send an email saying thank you.
And it's gone forever. It goes off to you know, random series of zeros and ones, but a handwritten thank you note is something that you keep forever.
Yep, and it's been really great actually for our 5th graders, our junior royalty, to learn that. Again, they look at us like we're crazy, but every year they come back. Sometimes I feel like I am.
That's part of your charm.
But every year they come back and say thank you, and their parents come back and say thank you for instilling that in our girls.
Going back to that all-day photo shoot from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, as you mentioned before, they took breaks, and so they could eat and drink water and stuff like that. But all 3 of the ladies mentioned that you know that the tiara is on your head. I said, does it get to the point where you forget it's even there? All 3 of them said, no, you can tell.
Yeah. By that day, you can't take it off because their hair's done. Elements does their hair before
that was my question. So they had to wear the tiara?
So you literally have to change your clothes with the tiara on your head.
Wow.
Yeah. So one outfit was a little rough, but we saved that one for the end.
The ladies were probably just ecstatic when 4 o'clock rolled around and said, you can take the tiaras off now after wearing it for 7 hours.
Yeah. They get a little tired of my voice. Come on, ladies. Come on. Let's go.
How could they ever get tired
It's time
of
to
your
go.
voice?
Come on. Oh, yeah. I have a feeling they do.
Don't have the photo with us, but there's a really cool shot of, I believe it's on your Twitter handle or your Facebook page of you with, is it the Kai's Fiber and Stemilk Growers Grand Parade lineup?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Did that yesterday. That's done, and we did the Stemilk Growers Grand Parade the day before. So everybody will be getting that lineup hopefully by the end of the week. We have to put it in a spreadsheet and email everybody their numbers. So we're ready. We're ready. The Youth Parade one is the one that people actually want to know sooner to get their lineup. Because, you know, they're dealing with parents and kids, and everybody wants to know what number they are and what time to be there. So that one has a little bit more urgency than the Grand Parade as far as getting the information to the entry people. But it's done.
When Todd Flyover got the Apple Citizen of the Year award, you surprised him.
We did.
It helped that his wife is the senior royalty chaperone. She played a role in that. And he was generally touched and quite moved. With that in mind, talk about last Sunday morning.
Oh, it was just the best. We knew for a long time that we were going to honor Clyde and Ruth as the Grand Marshal, but Ruth had a fall, and she had some surgeries and was in the hospital, and so we had to prolong the announcement for as long as we possibly could. So April 8th was as long as we possibly could. And their expressions on their face was classic, and there is a picture on my Facebook page of Clyde and Ruth's face, and they were just truly shocked. It was awesome, and we did it at Grace City Church. They attend Grace City Church, so we had the idea of making the announcement on Sunday before the service began, and they were just totally in shock and totally humbled, and I think they're still in shock. I sent them an email on Monday just to touch base on things, and Clyde's like, I just can't even believe this is happening. So we will honor them at the All Service Club Luncheon on May 2nd, and then of course they'll be in the Stemilk Growers Grand Parade on May 5th.
And I'm endeavoring to get Clyde and Ruth on this show. We called them on Monday, and we just haven't had a chance to touch base. But I want to get them on the show fairly close to Apple Blossom time.
Oh, that would be great.
Just
Just even standing there, you know, Clyde was like, you know, how many apple blossoms he's been in, and he was just talking the whole time with excitement. So that would be a great interview to have
Yeah,
him.
he's no stranger to parades because
No.
when he was obviously representing the 12th district, both as a member of the House and as Speaker of the House, he was in a lot of Apple Blossom parades.
And he was drum major
That's right.
in 1954. So
Okay.
he was, and he'll tell you the whole story. It was great.
It was great. How's the film going, Jeff and the crew at North 40?
Well, I haven't seen them very much lately.
They're probably doing a lot of editing.
They're doing they actually, I saw them Monday when we were doing the lineup for the Grand Parade, and I said, wow, this time next year you'll be doing a lot of editing. And they said, yes, we'll be busy doing that. So they'll of course be around during the actual festival. That's their plan, is to get a lot of good footage for that. There'll actually be some cameras in Memorial Park, so they'll get all kinds of great footage there. But it's going well. It's going well. I took some time away from getting the sponsors for the documentary. We're a little busy, but you know, we can do it. I'm not worried that we won't get sponsors.
This is my phone, my iPhone, and right here I push this little button, and up comes
There it
ba-ba-ba-da,
is.
the app.
Your lifeline. That's your lifeline for the festival.
This is the best tool. Absolutely the best tool.
It really
What's
is.
going on? Where do I want to go? When do I need to be there? Oh, they've changed this, or they moved that. It's all here.
Everything.
Thanks to our friends, thanks to Andy and the crew at Crunch Pack.
Yes,
So.
we so appreciate that, and it literally will be updated, you know, daily. Right now, it's totally updated as far as currently. We'll have the parade lineups on there once we get them all finalized. But that is really what you want to do, is have that app and live by that app. We'll have traffic information on there, yeah, and quick ways of getting around during the Saturday of the Grand Parade, because we do have Tour de Bloom. And the street that I'm kind of telling everybody to focus on getting on is Miller. Because once the parade's over, you know that all the side streets open back up. The streets that remain closed is Chelan and Mission, not Chelan, I'm sorry, Mission and the Avenue for the Tour de Bloom. So if you just focus on getting on Miller, you can get back to East Wenatchee, you can go to East Wenatchee, you can come down to Memorial Park for the beer garden. So we're just trying to emphasize, get to Miller. Get to Miller and you're golden to get anywhere you want to go for the festival.
And unlike a lot of apps, first of all, it's very pleasing to the eye.
It is.
And second of all, it's easy to use. It's very, very easy to use. It's all right there on Apple Pie
Royalties
Bake-Off.
pictures are on there, the junior and senior
right there.
royalty, and
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. And we'll be having some coupons, so a lot of our food vendors are going to give us coupons during the festival, so we'll have a little section for that, so you maybe can get $1 off a funnel cake. Probably not, but it's an example of what can happen. So we might have a day like that, so be sure and look at that too. So.
Of course, NCW Live Channel is all over the festival. For all 11 days of it, we'll be broadcasting 3 events live. The Kai's Fiber Youth Parade we'll have once again this year. We'll have the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade on the Friday before the big parade, and the big parade itself is DeMille Groves Grand Parade. As usual, all 3 of them live, multiple cameras, high definition television. I'm assuming Eric and Julie will call the action for at least the 2 parades here in Wenatchee. We're looking forward to it.
That's what I hear.
So, and I'll be hanging around the park a little bit.
You always hang around the park.
I know.
He always has. What's your favorite? Well,
I miss
corn
the
dog, the Euros.
The
You have
Euros. I love the Euros.
That's sad that I know that.
Yeah. Actually, you know what I really like? Edith's Cuisine always did a really good job. So
I love
yeah.
Edith's.
Yeah, I was telling Steve, I think last year I put on 15 pounds between the food and the beer garden.
That's what we all
This year's goal is 17 pounds. You brought swag with you, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a little break and we're going to find out what's in the bag. Darcy and I are not in the bag. We are stone cold sober. More with Darcy Christopherson when we come back. Wake Up in Nancy Valley on the NCW Live Channel.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas. And introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Eniat. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CVCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CVCH respects that.
It's a free walk-in job search assistance center. It is designed to help job seekers with the tools that they need to find a job. We have partnered with libraries in 5 other cities, providing the same types of services that we offer here, just there.
Just walk in, we have laptops, and we can help you with resume, cover letter.
All of our services are paid for by the revenues earned in our store. Goodwill is just a tool that the community is using to help their neighbors find a job. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
At Doghouse Motorsports, we ride what we sell. There's a lot we could say about the CD Spark and the CD GTI, but ultimately, the ride says it all.
And we are back. Dan Kuntz alongside Darcy Christopherson talking Apple Blossom, the 99th Apple Blossom Festival. It's been a big deal since 1919. If you can believe that. Apple Blossom Festival, not afraid of embracing change. The beer garden met some resistance, and now it's been a resounding success. More room now at Memorial Park. That's good. Fantastic shows, Carnival, moving from the riverfront to the Town Toyota Center parking lot. Brilliant move there.
Yes, we love that place.
So, and they're back again.
They're back again. Opening day is April 27th. And it'll run through May 6th. If you go online right now to appleblossom.org, you can get your bracelets for $30 instead of $40. So we really encourage people to do that now, and that will last until April 26th. So you have from now to April 26th to get your bracelets for $30 online at appleblossom.org. Beer Garden will be open all 11 days. During the week, it opens at 4, and then on Saturdays and Sundays, it will open at noon.
For the uninitiated, when you say the bracelet, what does that mean for Fantastic Show?
It's basically you buy a bracelet and you ride the rides all day long. So, and it's like that every single day. They used to only do it 3 or 4 days. Now they just do it the whole time. So that's really the way to do it.
And of course, the Beer Garden is a bracelet thing. They card you and they put a bracelet on you.
Yep.
So basically, on the Sunday of Apple Blossom Festival, my entire left arm is covered in bracelets between the carnival.
It really is.
One thing that they don't change in the Apple Blossom Festival is cool stuff.
Cool
what do we
stuff.
got here?
We have cool stuff.
Do you mind if I just start going
So
through
this is what we do for our corporate sponsors, and you are a corporate in-kind sponsor for all you do for us. So that's a very cool hat.
I like this hat.
Very cool hat, and we also have it in pink too.
Most of the stuff is purchasable at the office?
You can come by the office now or at the information booth during the festival. But we sell all of this, of course, online at appleblossom.org. So this is our women's sweatshirt this year. Oh, look at that, how cute that is.
That's styling.
Isn't that cool? It's like I brought this for Brenda, so she can have that.
Yeah,
and then the
she'll wear that with
polo
pride.
shirt is like really cool, the men's polo. And we actually have one in a women's also. But we did blue this year.
I like it.
Isn't
I will
that
wear
neat?
this with pride.
Yes. So there's that.
Cool.
And then, of course, I did.
Oh, you got a little.
I did sneak in some wine from Stamil.
I hope it's Stamil. Yes, good.
Stamil
Woohoo.
Creek wine, and Taste Buds makes them pretty for us, not me.
This doesn't show up on camera because
Yeah.
we use a chroma key setup.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now,
You're welcome.
Didn't you bring anybody else anything, or is this all for me?
This is for some.
Okay.
I wasn't sure who was doing the parade, and I just know Eric, you, and Brenda.
Yeah, we'll
as
take
of
care
now.
of things. One of my favorite articles of clothing, and I wear it way too much, is the gray hoodie with the Apple Blossom 1919 thing on it.
Yeah, we have a new one.
Do you?
Pretty cool.
Okay, because
Yeah,
I just
go online. It's a really good hoodie. You know how sometimes hoodies are a little tight? It has kind of a more comfortable And it has a pocket in the front and an extra pocket to put your keys in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because you know how you always lose your keys in your pocket.
That's
of
the one thing
yes.
about hoodies is that my phone and my keys fall out
it's
all
got
the
an
time.
extra little pocket in it to put your, and it has the little thumbs, you know, that people like to put their thumbs through to keep their hands warm. So you know.
So those are new?
Those are new. I should have brought you one, but
No, I'll come down and
I
see
usually do polos for you.
I'll
but
come
yes,
down and see it.
I would encourage people to come down now because they're all sitting in the office right now, or you can buy them online.
Something else I found the other day when I was going through just general stuff, milling about the house, I found the cigar box full of my Apple Blossom Festival pins.
Oh, yeah.
I got like
Pins.
about 25 of them.
Yep, we still have pins, so they're $5 each, and you can, again, come down to the office or purchase them at the booth during the actual Apple Blossom Festival.
We got about 4 minutes left. Okay, the app, parade, beer garden, fun in the food fair, eating food, fantastic shows. I still have a feeling we're forgetting
We're forgetting the
something.
All Service Club Lunch.
Thank you.
That is a big one. We're forgetting the All Service Club Luncheon. It's May 2nd. Dan Lewis is our speaker, and I'm so excited. Dan Lewis is a former news anchor from Como TV, and him and Kathy Gertson and Steve Poole are like the longest running group anchors that have been together in the nation. So he's very excited about coming here. He'll also be in our golf tournament. And we'll be honoring our Apple Citizen of the Year, and of course our Grand Marshals also at that event. So it's just a great community event. It's you know, in the middle of the week. Everybody takes a little bit of a break from Apple Blossom on Monday, Tuesday, even though it's happening. And then we kick off with that All Service Club Luncheon.
Rotary, all the Rotary clubs, Lions, Exchange, help me out, Exchange.
Exchange Club, Rotary, Kiwanis.
I'm missing some.
Junior Service League,
Thank you.
Follies Guild. So it's open, but it is open to the public. So it's not just service clubs or you have to be in a club to go. It is totally open to the public. And we really encourage people to buy a table of 10 because you basically get a free ticket. They're $25 each, or you can buy a table of 10 for $225. So
How did Dan Lewis from retired Como guy land on your radar? How did that happen?
well, Bryce Newberry helped me a little bit, but I grew up watching Como TV.
Yeah.
So I
Well, they dominated the ratings in the 80s and 90s.
Yes,
They were
so I personally loved, and Steve Poole's been in our parade before.
Yeah, he actually came down, I remember one year, and did the weather forecast.
He did the weather forecast from during the festival. So I've always loved the group from Como TV. So I had mentioned that to Bryce before, and he kind of had a little connection. And we actually wanted him for last year, and he was unable to do it. So I literally emailed him May 7th last year and said, we want you for next year. So he's like, I'm in.
Is the golf tournament sold out?
Yeah, golf tournament's always sold out. It's literally sold out in January, but it'll be a lot of fun.
You've made a lot of really good moves, but moving the golf tournament back one day was one of the best
It
ones.
was great, you know, when those golfers had to fight the traffic for Classy Chassis, it just made more sense. And then everybody's able to go to Classy Chassis, so it just kind of made more sense moving everything back. And the All Service Club Luncheon, having it on Wednesday, is perfect. It doesn't interfere with anything.
Yeah, for a lot of people, not myself, but for a lot of people that week, the Wednesday of the All Service Club Luncheon, followed by the golf tournament, followed by Classy Chassis, productivity just goes right down.
It does. I don't think people work during.
I don't.
You know, we're nominated for Best Festival on
King 5, right.
And one of the questions they asked was, you know, what 11-day festival? I said, well, pretty much everyone takes that time off, and it's true. I mean, some businesses, it's a holiday. It's a paid holiday during the Apple Blossom Festival. So it's for the Grand Parade. So people just don't comprehend that is really what it's like here during the Apple Blossom
Back in the day, in my high school days, the senior skip day, which in this case was for me 1983, was the Friday of the big Apple Blossom Festival weekend. That's when the senior class didn't go to school.
I think that happened last year.
Did it? Yeah.
Don't quote me on that.
Before 19, it went to 10 days in 74.
Probably in this.
I want to say 74, because I remember as a kid.
Maybe Julie would know.
Julie would know,
and I should know. But
I remember specifically that Friday of because Apple Blossom wasn't the 11-day thing it is now or the 10-day thing now. It was 3 days.
Yeah.
It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the first weekend in May, and Friday was no school. There was no school in either school district because that was the youth parade.
Right.
The youth parade was Friday. The grand parade was on Saturday, and Sunday, and that was it. And now it's.
Yeah, when I was queen, it was all 11 days. So.
But that was only 10
sense.
years ago.
That was 5.
I guess I will see you opening day at the festival.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I won't be back until after the festival to
Download
give a
the
recap.
app.
Yep.
Download
the app. Go to appleblossom.org. Those two things, you will know anything and everything that's happening during the Apple Blossom Festival.
Danny, say bye-bye. Darcy, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.